New regime, all of us drip, scuba teams. Niggas tripping, about to lose the lead. I keep it bloody cause I used to bleed. A rooster, we use the P. All of these cuts like it used to be. None of my niggas.
Good everybody, it's your boy on the regime here.
Go by the name of Jetlag Trizzy.
It's your boy Highlight, just a vibe we gonna catch.
And welcome back to the Bars Talk. We live from Breezeways Lounge, sponsored by Bakila. Today we have an amazing artist in the building. Woo. State your name, family.
What's up, y'all? I go by the name ShotofADRENALIN. I'm just happy to be at the bar, man.
Yeah, make some noise. We're gonna take it easy on you tonight. But you know, first things first. What are you drinking, man? We sponsored by Bakila. Go to your neighborhood liquor store,
get that.
Pick this up,
get that,
and go get it now. This is the vodka killer, right? But we also have something called 100 Reserve. Let me tell you about this. 100 Reserve, because you know slavery they took 400 years from us, right? What happened with the 100 Reserve?
Getting that shit back, nigga.
You get the first 100 back, nigga. What you talking about?
So let's do it
what
for
you
the
drinking?
people.
We doing it for the people? Highlight gonna pour us up. We all going dog. This is for slavery, man. We getting this back. So listen.
This is for progress.
Happy Black History Month. Get your first 100 years back.
Yes.
You heard? So listen. What I want you to do, man, just introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are. Tell them a little bit about your upbringing. Yeah.
All right, well, first and foremost, y'all, my voice is a little gone, but it's not gonna matter anything. I go by the name ShotofADRENALIN. I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay.
I'm an artist. I'm a rapper, songwriter, all around creative. Everything from shooting videos to writing the lyrics that you see in the videos. So I've been grinding a long time. I've been making a lot of progress, and thankfully I'm in the space now where I've been able to go from artist to CEO of my own label and own creative firm. Which is great because you get to see not only both sides, but you get to understand what it takes to survive on both sides. And I'm just in a space of my life right now where there's too many people on this planet to not know who I am. So enough people on the hit list to get this shot of adrenaline. So on that note, let's get it.
So how did you create Shot of Adrenaline? Like, was it something that you thought about, like, in your room or something? Or did you see something that, like, motivated you to be who you are now?
Truthfully, when I started making music when I was 9.
Wow.
And when I was around 11 to 12, I was having a conversation with my older brother Kenny, and he was like, so what's your rap name? Because I was going through so many names. I had Big E, I had Eli,
rap name for a boy like
I was Big E. And then now
everybody was little.
But now look at the WWE. Big E is so I could have trademarked that. You got lucky. But, so my older brother was asking me like, so like what describes you? Like what do you see or what do you feel when you hear your name? I was like, I like the name Adrenaline, but I didn't like the way it was spelled. So I chopped the E off at the end, and Adrenaline stuck for years. And then when I got into high school, my homie Quahim, shout out to King over there, he used to call me AD. So I never heard AD. I was like, I like that. And then from there went on to Shot of Adrenaline and SOA, and then it became something that the artists in my neighborhood started to call me, because at that time it's just all battling on the school bus, or you rap, let me hear something. And then when you hear a name like Adrenaline, it's automatically
a rush.
Yes, it's like, okay, so let me hear something.
You gotta be nice. You gotta be nice.
Exactly. And at that point it was like, all right, I have to let my energy match my delivery. I have to match the story that I'm telling. So it got to the point where I wanted to develop my pen more. I always wanted to be a songwriter because I felt that songwriters had control over any room that they were in. When you listen to Smokey Robinson, and when I found out he wrote almost everybody on Motown's records, it just made me feel like
those is hits too.
Hits, deep album cuts. I just felt that if your mind can work at such a level that you can dictate how a generation talks, how they sing, how they dance. And this is me at 12, 11 years old. I wanted that. Because I wanted people to know who I was before I got there. So
that's heavy.
Yeah. I was a heavy little kid, bro.
That's heavy. What got you into like thinking like that? Because at 12 years old, I was I mean, at 12 years old, we was trapping in the world.
Yeah.
A little small flex.
Yeah.
I wasn't that strong.
Yeah, but I
wasn't that
strong.
I still was trying to trying to get money from my mom from well, I like the Temptations, so I knew because when once I watched the Temptations documentary and saw him teach them My Girl, like he didn't even give them the words, like he was just playing and he was just teaching them how to sing it. I think that really changed my life too. But when it comes to being a 12-year-old, why do you think you were thinking like that? Is it because of your parents, your older brother? Shout out to your brother.
Yeah,
that's
shout
my
out
guy.
to Kenny.
So like, what was it that really had you thinking outside of the box at that age?
At that age, my dad used to make me write book reports, like a lot, like almost every other day. So like, I promise you, it got to the point where like you would come home from school or it'd be like a Saturday, and I read this and tell me what it's about, and like you have to figure out a way to make it believable. And you can't lie through a book. So for a while, I was just reading all the books, reading every book, and then just writing it out. But little did I know, that was shaping my imagination. It was shaping my vocabulary. And then it really got to the point where I didn't want to read anymore. So I started reading a couple pages, and then finessing the whole essay.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, so that just showed that my imagination was growing. And this is from when I was younger than 12. So up until that point, I was just good with words. I understood what it meant to like be able to control a story, how to lie, unfortunately, but at the same time, there is a place for lies.
Stretching the truth.
There is a place for lies sometimes.
Every day.
Everybody lies, all right? Just
Every
the
day.
intention behind it. But what I will say is, as a child, it showed me a better way to navigate through my emotions and imagination.
Yeah.
So when I got a good grasp of it, I was able to go to school and go out into the world and handle my own.
Yeah.
So
No.
when knowing all of this, right, with your age so young, when did you write your first verse? Like your first,
Yo.
like you get what I'm
Don't
saying?
front, don't
Yeah,
front,
don't
nigga.
front.
Don't try to tell us the little ring age.
Yo,
6.
Yo,
When was the first one you memorized?
When you went to school and you knew you had
Hold on. I heard y'all little life flex before, yo, when y'all was on 12, y'all was already traveling.
Oh yeah, I was out.
When I was in first grade,
I'm crying.
this wasn't the first song, but I wrote a poem called God. Right? And it got published.
Damn, he should
Wow.
have.
Book, bro.
Published?
I still got the little book. It's a book of poems from kids all around the country.
My sister,
If yours gets chosen, you get to be in the book.
That's a fact.
Bro, I remember opening up that book and it said God, and then it had the lines, and then it said Elijah Johnson. Bro.
Make some noise for God.
Look at that. But my first song was at 9. It was called Finishing Touches, and I wrote it on the, Christmas Eve.
Wait, at 9 years old, you wrote a song called Finishing Touches?
Finishing
Nigga,
Touches.
Do you hear the level of mental? Like, why?
Touching.
I don't know. I don't know what I was finishing. I wasn't touching.
I was trying to remix Peaches and Cream from 112 back then.
I remixed Country Grammar. That was the first song I ever did, bro. I remixed Country Grammar.
Wait, tell us more about this song, bro.
Yo, so I'll never forget it, bro. I'll never forget, because at that time my older brother was DJing, like he had a whole system in his room. So I was around music, reggae, hip hop, forever in my house. We go to Costco one day and it's December 23rd. I'll never forget that shit. I was sitting in the parking lot. My parents went into the store. It was me and my brothers in the car, and I had my notebook. We all had notebooks. We didn't have phones and stuff like that. I was reading my notebook and I wrote Finishing Touches, and I started writing, I was a star from the day I was born.
Yeah, he know it.
I was a star from the day I was born, came out with the roar. This is Eli for you to adore. Check it. Fighting my name, some shit like that. And then from that moment on, I did not stop writing. Because I was like, yo, I finally, not finally, but I finished the song. I knew what it was like to be a rapper now. Because at that time, I was looking at Jay, Nas, Big, Buster, DMX. These are all people the standards. At that time, that was the standard. It was a standard it was a standard to have energy.
Yeah.
It was a standard to be saying something.
Yeah, fire behind it.
Exactly.
Your chance,
And what's ill is DMX was my favorite rapper growing up, but the first beat I ever rapped on was Judgment Day. The Method Man joint.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother.
That's fire.
Once again, my older brother. He had the system in his room and he played the Def Jam 2000 vinyl. Y'all remember that? Yeah, we used to go to the Ave and pick them shits up in Queens. Yeah.
Wow.
Def Jam 2000 and the crimson red holder. He put the beat on one day. He shut all the lights out in his room. He's like, Elijah, rap.
Let's go.
So I'm like, I don't know. So he gave me the mic. That's like, he's like, give me the mic. And I was like, I said something. I don't know what I said, but I just remember, bro. I remember feeling that bass, bass line in my little bones, bro. And it's like anytime that now as a grown man, anytime I feel like I'm not up to my own standards, I'm trying to harken back to that moment where I felt that because it changed my life.
Yeah.
But just because something changes your life doesn't mean that it makes it your life, you know?
Yeah.
So I know that it made my life because I've been doing it ever since. So from 9 years old officially, I wrote my first song and I never looked back.
So, let me ask you something. Like, I see that, like, with your, like, the way that you came up, you were surrounded by music, you were surrounded by sound, but
Yeah.
do you feel like you were born to be an artist, or did you just, like, come up with that talent and just level it up from young to now?
Yeah.
So let's stop saying
To
that.
piggyback what you're saying, because it kind of goes to what I'm about to say. I don't think I was born to make music. I think I was born to have influence. Throughout my life, music became the catalyst for me to have the influence that I've always saw myself having. I didn't know how long it would take to get it. I didn't know what kind of influence it would be. But I knew that it was going to come.
Yeah.
And when it did, I'd be prepared for it. The times that I thought I would be prepared for it were the times where I thought I was just full-blown rapper mode. Like winning competitions. I remember the first competition I won was at Clara Barton High School in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, bro, I've been around, man.
Shout out to
I've been around. Shout out to Clara Barton. Yeah, I was 13, bro. My parents came, my family came, my grandma was there, bro. And I remember going up there, and that was the day that I thought I was born to do this. That was like, yo, I'm in pocket now. I beat people that were our age now. I remixed nowadays it ain't hard to tell. And I kind of, bro, and that just goes to show you like what level I was on at that time. So I didn't feel like they gave it to me because I was a kid. There was a bunch of other kids there. There were grown people there. But it's about your presence. And when I realized in hindsight, the influence I wanted was for people to really retain what I was saying in my lyrics so they can live by it, because I live by it. And I thought I was a pretty cool person. So I want you too to be a cool person, you know? In a 13-year-old's mind. Now, I realize that that was influence. All I want in life, bro, in my career, is influence. To be able to lead people in a direction that's not going to destroy them, but uplift them. But I want you to be uplifted through your own life. Like, if you live a wild and crazy life, great. That's fine. Live that way. But have an end goal. You know, like, let there be something that wakes you up in the morning. So my name being Adrenaline, it's like, have that when you wake up. Feel that. You know, like, my company name is Take Action. And it's like, yo, get up, do something. I don't give a fuck what it is. Just do it.
Make a move.
Exactly. So it's like, if I can influence people to just say, get up in the morning and feel good about themselves and not wanting to jump out of their own skin, I'm built for this. That's what I'm.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys got a part in the interruption. One of our members came late. Listen, make some noise for King Rico.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? King Rico, that nigga with the Chico, you know the vibes. You know, I had to handle a little business, a little 9 to 5, ran a little later than 5 today, but
I like that.
Don't act like it don't get you tight though.
That shit,
cause at 4:59 my jacket is on. What we doing?
Phone
Matter of fact, this is how you know you're ready to go. You need anything else? What? Nigga?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I don't got a clock, so I just be like, y'all need anything else?
I'm out.
Fade in the black.
Fade in the black.
Easy.
How you asking like
Why
somebody
you backing
to
up?
help backing up? Like you feel me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he help you.
Yo, bro, if you need anything, hit my line.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Nigga,
Tomorrow. That's my favorite word.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Before we went to our commercial break, you was about to ask AD a question.
Cause you was talking about the being influential, like you felt like that was your calling, to be influential, right? So I wanted to know what made you actually stop rapping. You didn't technically stop rapping.
No, I never stopped.
You never stopped rapping, but you stopped. Let me say like promoting the music and went straight to Good Morning, Take Action type shit. What made you start taking action and actually influencing Instagram? I don't know about Facebook because I don't use it, but I know you got all your social media. What made you start actually making videos on the walkout, on your way to go doing whatever?
I believe that it's intelligent to adapt to your environment, and with the changing digital environment, people don't necessarily care much about what you can do, but who you are doing it. So I felt like if people see me in my everyday, if they're able to understand why I'm rapping the way I do, why I say the things that I say, it would make them buy into it more. For the same reason, like for example, Oreos, right? Oreos are great. They're a cookie, people love cookies. People also know that they're vegan. It's something that just is like an added bonus.
Yeah.
Push
So
them up.
exactly.
We just got the drop too.
Yeah.
I was there. We just got the drop too.
They're vegan. They're not the best for you. There's junk vegan food, but it's still knowing something else about that product that you already like. That's just gonna keep you there. So I felt if I can make a video walking out of class, like when I was in college, it's like, all right, I just left accounting, and now I'm about to go back to the dorm and kick it because I'm tired. All of my followers at that time were college kids, so they understood that struggle. So now when I put out a record and I'm mentioning something about college, it's like, damn, like I fuck with that because I go through that too. So it's just about adapting to the environment, and I feel like being in social media, because I'm also a social media strategist. It's about understanding where the world is going. It's no longer figuring it out based on what's on TV. It's based on what's on the screen in front of your face. And if everyone is like this for an average of 7 hours a day, I need to have at least 4 hours of screen time sporadically. So I decided to take that approach because jumpstarting your company, you want it to be in line with everybody else. So when it's time to excel, you're not doing it from a cluttered, race. I feel like, I feel like now is the best time to be transparent.
That's another thing. That's what I was waiting. That's the word I was waiting for you to use. Bringing people into your life. This is how I am. This is me.
It's a new way to be social, bro. If people aren't walking up to each other in the street, hey, how you doing, man? My name's such and such. But they'll do that via comments.
That's true.
DMs.
I've seen it.
That's dope.
Hold on, wait, because that's weird. Y'all niggas want to congratulate that shit?
No,
Yo, I've been in rooms with niggas, they don't even speak to me. All in my comments.
Are they successful though?
That shit is weird.
Are they successful though?
Define success.
Okay, all right.
Because success is different for all of us.
No, let me.
Especially what level you are.
I'll describe success by saying, okay, they're social on social media, right? But they're not social in real life society. The people who are real life society successful, they're able to be social media successful. Hence why you have like a Shiggy or whoever else being able to just jump on the camera and be themselves.
Shout out to Shiggy too.
Queen.
He's like that. He's like that in person.
But it's real though. It's real. That's what I mean by success. If you can be successful in real life society, you can be successful in social media society. And that's something that I've been just trying to tap into over the last few years. These last few months, I've been falling back on it because I'm trying to just restructure how I brand myself, my company. Because, bro, none of that shit matters if you don't have anything to show people. People don't want to just see you rolling out of bed. They want to see what you're doing. They want to understand how you relate to them or how they can relate to you. That's even better. You don't have to adjust to anybody. You make all those 8 billion people on that internet adjust to you.
Now to touch on that, before we get, I want to get into Rhyme Away Pain. I was at your EP release party. I was, you know, I was present. Like I saw. But before we get to that, you know, you mentioned giving content to a certain demographic.
Yeah.
When you was in college, you made content for college students. We always have these conversations about you got to know who you're talking to when you're posting on social media. What advice could you give an artist about knowing their demographic and executing their marketing on their demographic?
Know yourself first.
That's big.
Because your demographic is a reflection of you to a certain degree. So I know for me as an artist, my biggest issue right now is marketing, financially, putting enough funds.
Repeat that because a lot of people don't understand that part.
Absolutely.
My biggest issue right now within my career is marketing myself on a financial.
Because you got the talent.
You
have the skill.
I got the talent.
You have the drive. If you
was
was in the studio with Meek Mill and he did 10 songs that night, are you giving him 10 verses?
Facts.
I'm giving him 14 songs.
Look at that.
What are you missing out of your career? One more time for the people. And I'm only asking you to repeat it because I believe all of us, even the artists that's in the room,
and nobody wants to
felt
admit
that.
it. Nobody wants to admit it because
Nigga, I need money.
Because
Everybody got the bag going on the gram.
I'm got it, bro.
Bottle service.
I have a rent.
My name's Thomas and I don't got it, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, like you have to. That goes back to being real with yourself. If you don't have the bag, don't act like you have the bag, because people are going to expect you to present yourself.
Pop out.
Like
Back out some. How much about a bottle, bro?
Bag material.
Back out something.
You know.
Yo, you ever heard one of these? Yo, it's 40 to get in. Yo, y'all niggas have a safe night. Look. 40 to do what?
Or, yo, it's 40 to get in. Yo, no, hold on, bro. I'm gonna call my man inside. Like, he gonna get us in. There's nobody on the phone, bro.
Nobody. You are the plug. They unplugged you.
Yo, you gotta, and that's a part of being transparent. You gotta know yourself, bro. Like, I can say virtually on international television, I don't got the bag. I know what my issue is. Once I have the funding to do what I need to do, oh, bro, sky's the limit, and then some. But until then, I just gotta use my resources.
Yeah. And don't get it, my fault not to cut you, don't get it confused. Like, we was making 20K as some of them.
Oh, yeah. We're not.
It's not broke.
We're not.
Don't get it confused.
Like, you know?
We are just responsible adults that are creatives that would rather have a place to sleep than Fendi's on our feet. Like, that's really.
And that's a Fendi.
Because I could buy designer. I just rather smoke
That's nice.
more weed.
That's it.
I'd rather keep my mind right.
I'd rather drink this.
I'd rather keep my mind right.
I'd rather, like, real shit, I'd rather put it in stuff that, you know the thing about buying things to impress other people? It's like, after your birthday, that fit don't even matter to you.
It really don't.
You just spent a bag on your feet,
You looking at this shit
on
in
your
the closet.
clothes,
Come
and then
on.
literally the next day, I'll be waking up, I bought them Yeezys, I bought them red bottoms for my birthday.
And
August
what?
14th, I was like, shit, I should return this shit.
Yo!
Because where I'm going.
Yo, and how many times have you had birthday plans and they didn't turn out the way you wanted them to?
Never.
All the time.
You got group chats.
Only time I smoke with my niggas because that's what it's meant to be. That's it.
Yo, facts.
You just
It's really that. It's really that.
That's like the best birthday.
What we did for my birthday?
It's like your birthday.
Studio.
Yo, bro, we
I
did the
can't
studio.
make it.
What we did for my birthday?
Studio.
Like,
That's what we
That's
doing.
a dream day.
that's
Yo,
crazy.
and to be
Studio
honest,
weed,
bro,
your mans.
To bring it back full circle, that's what it's about.
Yes.
Like, that's really what it's about, being transparent with yourself so people can really see you.
That's
Because
crazy.
in you, they're going to see themselves
Yes.
and they can relate to your music,
Yeah.
you know, no matter how painful it is. And that's a whole nother topic, but it's like,
you talk about transparency and pain in your music, but you have an EP called Rhyme Away Pain.
Yep.
Why? Because that's rap. First of all, that's
Spelled
hard.
rap. Spelled
First of all,
rap.
that's hard.
Thank you.
That's hard. And I don't understand why none of us ain't used that
Oh,
shit.
yo, bro, I
Like,
Googled
what?
it. I Googled it just to make sure nobody used it
never
before.
heard that shit before.
Yeah,
Wow,
You talk about passion and you talk about pain and transparency, but I also I had the honor to attend your Rhyme Away Pain EP listening session and party. I went to both.
Yeah,
I showed up twice.
You're rude.
I showed up twice,
He's a
nigga.
rude. He's a
You know what I
rude.
mean? So,
Yeah.
but what I got from it was like you really stepped inside of a bag when you talk about transparency. When I heard you speak about the things that you're addressing in your EP, like just take us there. Take us to your intro. I was just listening to your intro. You started singing things. Take us to the intro. What happened? Why? What is your what was the why behind RAP?
The real why is the real why is I was understanding a lot more about myself sooner than I wanted to, but I knew that I needed to.
I like that.
Life.
And in me exposing myself to myself, my dad passed, and it was like I wrote that song while he was sick. So like there's a line in there where it's like but if I lose it and hold your daughter for ransom, it's because I got scared of him not seeing his grandson.
That's the exact bar I was thinking of.
That's probably the realest bar I've ever written, because it's like now unfortunately he's not here. It's like I have to live with that, bro. Like it's a different kind of struggle within yourself when you realize that the man you finally grew up to be, you know, like you're not able to show that to the person that helped mold you to that person. You feel me? So like that whole project was not only therapeutic, but it was me trying to make sense out of what the fuck my life turned into. You feel me? Like you go to college, you go to high school, you get a job, you do all this stuff. All the things you're supposed to do. You have your passion, your dreams, but then life is still gonna find a way to, you know, like
Life
really
will
catch
fuck
you.
You
No matter how much you,
Word.
like you nice, but life is still gonna lay you out.
life is undefeated, my nigga.
Life doesn't kill you until you die. And I felt like during that time that I was just a walking dead man. And that's not sustainable. You can't do that.
So like how did those setbacks like hinder your creativity?
It hindered it by making me feel like I wasn't as good as I knew I was. And the more that I got through that project, like song by song, I was like, I know I'm going into a different pocket. That's why I'm glad that project happened, because where I'm gonna go next is just the evolution of that. It's brolic, it's lean, it's sharp, it's fast, it's sure. Yeah. And it's like I love that I had to go through that, because now I'm in a place creatively where I just feel like, okay, I need to do what? Let's do it. I have to do that? Let's do it. I'm sharper with the pen. I'm sharper with my brain. But that project taught me that you're not the only one going through it. You know, it's crazy because somebody had told me a stat, not even knowing like my situation, but they were like, yo, you ever realize why so many movies have like the father passing and then like the kids trying to figure it out, or you know, the single mom aspect? It's because like men die sooner than women statistically.
65.
That's a fact.
Oh, so y'all been through that.
65 and women at 75.
And it's like, damn, well, why is that? And then it just made me think deeper as to, you have to get through this. How can you get through it? What resources can you use? I started just reading. I started going on YouTube. Started seeing that like our ancestors way back in the day in Africa. It's like, this is part of life. Like we're not gonna trip on this because we know it's supposed to happen. Imagine you know the lights are gonna turn off in 5 minutes, but it's screaming and crying and kicking because the lights went off in 5 minutes. You knew it was gonna happen. The whole point is for you to be prepared for it.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, my father did do an amazing job at preparing me and my brothers to be prepared for that. Being self-sufficient.
Wow.
But it still fucking hurts.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So like those bars, like it got to the point where I even, and this is just true artist shit. I stopped promoting that project as much as I should have, because it felt like, damn, I don't want to get pulled back in. But you got a fucking business, bro.
Yeah. You gotta do
You have a brand. These are
emotions from.
these are conversations I have with myself up until I walked in here today, and it's like, yo, you got to do something about that. So this time that your voice is not 100%, that you may be having certain issues, let this be your reconstruction. Let this be that, because that project did what it needed to do. Still got to get pushed. It still has to make an impact. But yo, you went through what you needed to go through, and I feel like it made me so much more honest, not just as a person, but as an MC, bro, as an artist. Because without that honesty, you're not gonna get anybody. You're not gonna have that 40,000 people in the O2 Arena. I grew up. My first album I bought was Spice Girls, bro, because like it sounded like stadium music.
No, seriously, they was lit.
Come on, bro. I got the magazine with the
stickers.
Everybody,
y'all wasn't doing Spice Girls.
No. They had Queens niggas. I'm sorry.
I had all the Molly
Trees the only kid. So niggas like Trees the boy.
Facts.
90s Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was in Brooklyn. Like I had all of that. Yeah.
No, but like it just it hit me because like that's to even go back to the whole like when you want to start making music, like it sounded like stadium music. It sounded like, yo, who is this guy? Who are these women? That's the feeling that I had to rediscover through that entire EP, and it's like I'm so excited to see what I turned into, because at the end of the day, I know that show wasn't done in vain, and a lot of people down the line are going to be able to relate to it. I've made my peace with knowing that, okay, if you want to really make timeless music, you have to do timeless shit.
Yes.
Your work ethic got to be on some like,
yeah,
you know, and that's really what I'm on right now, because I have no other option.
Real quick, I want to toast Adrenaline's dad.
Word.
Man, I appreciate that.
Hold on. Oh, you got a little in there?
I drank all my drink.
That's why I put a little. We don't need you to be a father in the moment.
Y'all are going to get lit walking out of here.
Listen, we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna cheers to Adrenaline Pops. I never got the chance to meet him, but I met you. And you are a man. You are a man of integrity, and you are a man of character. So we're gonna salute your pop. Salute, fam.
Yes.
Salute.
I appreciate that.
Now, before we, because I want to hear these college stories. Y'all niggas went to college together. I came to y'all school.
I met him.
Now we gonna get there. These niggas' school is in one building. That is the most dumbest shit.
Wait. What's this?
This is Berkeley College. This is Berkeley College in White Plains, New York.
Bro, their school is in one building. A co-ed dorm in one building.
That shit connected to our work.
Let me just put in
They had a
perspective.
good college life.
That school was messy, bro.
Bro, it was one building that had the school and then like the freshman dorms, and then the other building was like upperclassmen dorms.
Word, how you got the freshman dorms in the same building as the classes, bro?
These dudes are still here because we went through some shit that everybody should not have got out.
Oh my god, I was about to
I would pop up to bring this nigga just groceries and just be like, yo, I gotta go. Y'all do too much here.
Yo, imagine you in class and you just start smelling weedy. That's all.
Bro, it was
How about
guess who fucking was?
How about you're working?
It was them.
How about you're working?
I'm dead serious. Another member of regime named Sean Black.
So, oh my god,
he was the ringleader.
King Cypher. What?
One time,
oh my god.
we was coming. This is when we were all freshmen. We were coming out the dorms, and the dorms is right in front of the entrance, right? So we're walking out, and we smell mad weed, like all over.
You know how niggas smell weed,
bro. Come to find out, these dudes were smoking in the bathroom, and I went through the vents. And went through the vents.
We used to
smoke
up the entire building.
The whole building, bro. We used to imagine 6 niggas in one bathroom, bro. Everybody got 2 drinks, bro.
One nigga is siphoning that shit.
Hot water on.
Hot water, shower on. No,
music
yeah,
blasting. Niggas was bumping Wiz Khalifa.
No ceilings, Lil Wayne, and Wiz Khalifa. Bro,
Yo,
they couldn't tell us nothing.
It's when I found out what happened, I looked at Trez like, dog, like,
My nigga.
what?
I don't know where you are.
I'm like, what? Like, what are y'all?
We in a different county. We in a whole different county.
And I only knew them for about like 2-3 months at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what is wrong with these niggas? Like, y'all
Facts.
crazy.
Nah, for a fact. I remember I used to come. I only would come just to be like some celebrity nigga.
Yup.
Like, I would just
That's how I met the
pop
nigga,
up
bro.
and rap and leave.
And leave.
And he hosted every show.
Facts.
Eli was
This
that.
nigga,
He was the man of the
I'm talking
school, bro.
2009, 2010.
Anything marketing, bro?
He was like,
Him.
he
Facts.
knew where he was going. Like, what
That's
I like
a
about
super
you, bro, even back then, you had a clear vision.
He was
Yes.
a walking treadmill.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro, you had a clear
For a
vision,
fact,
bro.
no,
I
for
swear
a
to
fact.
God,
Like, I saw it. Like, I saw it, bro.
This
I saw it.
nigga, you was so focused. You was just, you did every. I'm talking about 4 years of college.
Yes.
And I went to almost every Trish show.
Yeah.
And you hosted every show. You
Every show.
performed every show
Oh, you wanna know why?
consistently.
Because we had a music
Yeah.
group, and he was like the head of that shit.
Yeah.
He was the head of the facts.
We had,
That's amazing.
We had a club on
Yeah,
campus.
Music club.
We had a club on campus called Berkeley Music Entertainment.
Facts.
And it was we walked into it, it was already existing. But I told my mom and my little brother when I did my tour, and I walked into the 3rd floor lounge, and then I saw the pool table, I heard the music, and I'm like, so I walked in and I turned and looked at my mom like, yo, I have to be the man here. I remember it to this day. Yo, you can
You don't go to college with that mindset, yo.
bro.
I'm about to take over.
You can ask your brother. I turned and I looked at.
Smell it, yeah, I got
I turned and looked at them and I said, I have to be the man at this.
You know what? I know exactly
And that's
what
what
you
happened.
mean.
Hands down, he was though.
I literally walked into 5-town college with that same attitude, bro. They kicked my black ass right out.
I was about to say, I walked in Berkeley with that attitude. I got kicked out.
Like 7, 8. I didn't even get to that. Yo, they sat me down midway through in that same little ass hallway y'all were in. Same little ass. Nah. Yo, I was dead in my man that we going? Nah. Bro,
I hated them.
boy, I showed up one day. You trying to swipe that card,
Oh yeah,
nigga?
you're not even in. You're not even. You're not a student no more. Your club don't swipe.
You
You're
don't
not a
go.
student.
Yo, bro, it was so crazy.
That's it.
They were like, you don't go here. I went home. My
sound.
father was like, you don't live here. And get the
Oh,
fuck out, like, bro.
wow.
It was. I mean, I bounced back from that. Shout out to him though, but
Regular
like,
shit.
I understand. Like, there was some people. Like, I always applaud Trish for that because there was some people that got through college and did it.
Yeah.
Like, they, no matter how,
Did
it.
you know what I mean?
But I
Like,
mean,
you still
I
did it.
Did it?
Yeah.
But it was really only because like I honored my mom's hustle. Like
Absolutely.
I see her.
Stop, yo, nah. Word.
Like the only reason why I walked across that stage is because she emptied her bank account. You know what I mean? I mean, so
Real shit.
That's me.
Real shit. I give a fuck about my father's account.
I really,
We said we being transparent, right?
Yo, yeah,
But shout out to Nikki though, because Nikki bust her ass.
yeah, you know, like just seeing her work day and night, like she was working day and night, overnight. But
got to.
But you did that too though.
Yeah,
You did that too. You put in the work. You know, on tours and shit. He was doing his homework. Like I was literally, there was me and him sitting in this mansion. I was literally counting money. This nigga was writing essays, bro. I'm in the back. The church, you good?
Different color money too.
Different color counting money, bro.
His shoulders like.
I'm like, yo, we FaceTime everybody. I'm like, Trish, you better finish that essay, nigga. Over there. What are you talking about? I wait. We don't went to. We went to.
No, this is part of college.
Listen.
That was part of college.
Well, I have one more question about Dad, right? And Rama Wade Payne.
Yeah.
Artists use music as storytelling. They use it as a way to heal, a way to vent, or it's simply just a page in your journal, or a page in your diary. You know what I mean? With the loss, I've lost my mom. Everybody here has lost someone. So, like, with a loss that big of a parent, that's your covering. What can you tell an artist that may take that loss and go the wrong way? You know, because a loss like that is going to do one of two things. It's going to fuel you or fuck you up. You feel what I'm saying? What can you tell them if they're dealing with a loss like that?
So, the night that my father passed, my little brother, because I was with him when he passed, my little brother came up to me and was like, yo, what you just saw is either going to make your life or it's going to destroy you.
Your little brother.
Your little brother. What kind of fucking family you from?
You don't hear their
You know my little
mentality.
brother said to me,
That's amazing. I love shit like that.
What?
That's amazing.
I don't even have a little
Shout out to
brother.
Dad.
Nah, I was like, we not joking about it, but it's just so. We gotta commit your family.
Yeah, their mental
We
is
gotta
different,
commit your
bro,
family,
especially in a time like that.
Yeah,
the
we
youngest
gotta
one.
commend them,
I don't
bro.
know if he's young, but the
That's
youngest
amazing.
one, that's crazy.
My little brother Danny's 2 years younger than me, and he told me that, I'll never forget it. He told me that in the kitchen because it's one thing when you hear about something traumatic, but seeing it,
That's different.
it
Yes.
can be traumatic, but your trauma goes in levels. And when he said it, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision: is this going to ruin me, or can I somehow use this as like rocket fuel to just take the fuck off? And I like to think that I have been taking off, but for any other artist that's going through that, take your time.
Yes. Yeah.
Heal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Find you
Yeah.
back. Find
Niggas
yourself
don't be
back.
healing, son.
Say it again.
Nobody wants to heal. Everyone wants.
Because it takes time.
It takes
It
too much
definitely
time.
takes. Only time can heal. Time
Nobody
heals
wants
all.
to really heal because they don't want to put the time in. Bro, y'all know how live I get. I've been in the dungeon probably on and off like the last 3 years since he's
Talk
been
about
gone.
it, my nigga.
And like, a couple months ago, I had to come to a point where I was like, you know, you didn't lose it. You didn't lose your skill. You didn't stop being you. But like, there's some real life shit happening.
You got a real wall.
And I remember one time I was thinking about something that Puff had said when Big died. He was like, he just went into this shell for I think maybe months, where he just couldn't get out of it. And that's his friend. You know, imagine your big family, but it was like, you have to heal.
Yeah.
Everyone heals differently. Hence why to have fans fuck with you, you have to fuck with yourself.
Yes.
Like, you're damaged, so what? Doesn't mean you're done. Everything's damaged. You still go to the store and buy an onion that might fell and has a dent in it. You still buy it, right?
If it's from Ak.
It's still an onion.
It's still an onion.
Still an onion. That's the underlining of what he's saying. It's still an onion. It don't take away that it's still you. You just got a dent in you now. That's it.
That's it, bro. There's
Still
nothing
chef
that
up the same?
you can still chef it
okay.
You're
out.
still gonna tear from it when you start cutting it.
That's
Still gonna
it.
be an onion, bro.
That's it.
For real,
And
for
like,
real.
you have to look at
Word.
yourself in that reality. So in order to do that, that means you have to now look at yourself on a higher plane. You got to see the illest version of yourself every day, even if you're not that yet.
I actually had to do that.
We be
That's
having.
good.
I really had to do that like you did, man.
I want everybody to go around and like really briefly say like they craziest memory, right? Like
Craziest memory.
the funny thing about my memories, I don't even have one. I went to class, edited my MySpace for 9 months. I literally edited my MySpace for 9 months. Went to every party with my gang. You came to a couple, even so underage. So underage, bro. That's how long we talking. Shaq is 27, bro. So, so I don't really have any memories of college except they gave me the boot.
Yeah.
But I did go back. I went to NYIT, and the credits that I needed for 5 towns, I got just for myself.
Yeah,
Like, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't dumb. And I wanted to literally, I wanted to make sure I wasn't dumb. I wanted to make sure that it was me fucking up. So I went to NYIT, got straight A's.
How was my wife?
Give us a brief recap of your college experience, Trey.
Yeah, let's go, Tristan.
Matter of fact, give us 3 words. Everybody give us 3 words. I'm not with it.
Waste of time.
Wow. Waste of time.
With it. That's full.
With it is too.
With it.
With it. I'm not
Now, we
with it.
from New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have 3 words.
Give us a sentence. No, just tell us, nigga. Go ahead.
She got dragged through a suitcase. I don't know.
Case.
Who got dragged?
Yo, the fact that I didn't know about the situation. So, how was your experience?
In a sentence, I had to say, sorry, officer, I thought you were a student.
I don't want to know the story behind it. Hey, yo, listen, that's mad funny. Yo, these two sentences, these two guys, they got it. Wait,
I'm gonna do what everybody else say. Lit as fuck. For real.
Yeah.
For me.
You feel me?
College was lit for me.
Yeah.
Despite all that, college was lit, bro.
Yeah.
I wanna go back.
I'm gonna go back.
I'm going back on campus.
I'm going back on campus life.
How was college for you?
Different.
In a few words, I ride for my niggas, dog.
I just wanted everybody to see the camaraderie of them not telling a damn thing. They gonna take college to the grave.
That shit like Vegas.
And I say I ride for my niggas because there was so many scenarios where it was like, I'm helping you because you're my dude. You know, like we were really a tight knit group of friends.
We had to cover for each other.
I'm gonna say a
real.
Go ahead. Quick story. And I don't know if you remember this.
I don't.
But I'll never forget it because it really proved to me that like I chose the right group of people to be around. So one night, you know, in college I did a lot of things that allowed me to get certain employment on campus, so my money was good. Bro, one day, I had some new J's on. I had a long black trench coat. Bro, I was flying out in college because I really played the system well.
As you should.
That's
a fact.
That's a whole nother conversation.
You
gotta. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a businessman. I went to school for business, man. I made that shit. So like, one day I'm walking around just fly for no reason. It's like a Thursday fucking night.
Wednesday probably.
Yeah, Wednesday probably, White Plains. So I'm walking around and there was a project like maybe 5-10 minutes away from our dorms. So usually I walk around at night to write and just listen to music. That's just my thing.
He really did that. That's a
I know.
No, yeah,
I always did that.
always up. Yeah.
I never went to sleep.
12 a.m. my nigga.
yeah.
Walking the street.
Bro, walking
No,
around.
real shit.
That's crazy.
So one day I'm walking through, just walking regular, walk through the projects, walk back around to the town, back to the dorm area. There was a 7-Eleven like a block or two up from our dorm. So I'm walking past the clubs because White Plains has a strip of clubs.
Main Street.
Walking, got my headphones in, and then I noticed like this one dude's walking behind me a couple steps. So I'm like, take off on the city. So then I see another dude cross the street.
Shit.
So imagine, and I have to go this way, and he's walking this way, and the dude's behind me. So I'm walking into a trap. So I'm like, oh hell
That's
no,
when you turned around.
bro. So
you just turned around.
so I'm walking up. I'm walking towards the 7-Eleven because now I'm like, now I need like shelter. I need like some type of diversion. I'm walking to that 7-Eleven. These two dudes walk behind me into the store. So now I'm walking in and out of the aisles.
Remember this shit.
So now I get on my phone ASAP. Like I called my friend Donnie. Donnie was my roommate at the time. Donnie was with his girl at the time, and I'm like, yo, fuck,
Shout out to
Donnie.
That's important to note, though.
But that actually makes the story way better because I called him. I was like, yo, Doug. Like, yo, I don't know what, but something's about to happen. Like, these two niggas is following me. I don't know what's about to happen. These dudes are big dudes. And at the time, I was like 19. These are grown-ass men. I called Donnie. He was like, all right, I'm on my way.
Real nigga.
Yo, I ended up getting in Arizona. I paid for it, got the bag, and I like went like this. So if I had to hit I keep that. Nah, but they gonna try to get me. They gonna get a fight. So I brought this shit up, And I had to remember, I had the trench coat, so I put this shit in like the deep pocket on the inside. So I'm walking out, and then they followed me right after. And then you know on the 7-Eleven, you have to bust the corner and go back down, go back to the dorm. As soon as I turn the corner, I see Triz running up.
Let's go!
Five of us just up.
I was out of breath, but fuck it.
Bro, Triz.
Cause you know Donnie sent the drop.
Yo.
Drop ASAP.
Triz was the first one nigga.
Let's go, Triz!
Oh, when I say I wanted to smile so
I got my
niggas. Dog, I saw all of them dudes like, I swear to God, bro. It was fucking Power Rangers, bro. All I know is that like now the dudes turn the corner. By this time they're all here, and I'm standing like this.
Big dog around. What's up? What happened?
I walk, I'm like this, and all of us are like lined up on the curb just waiting for the niggas. Bro, I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. We're all just standing there, and I'm at the top of the line just like waiting. Dudes walk past and then they see us, and then you know like when people try to like make small talk like between them two to not make it seem like they ain't paying attention. He's like, yeah, so I don't even know what show he was talking about. You know
You know what's the
I smell
pussy! Dog, I couldn't believe it. And like I felt so empowered because it's like, yo, these are the people that like I chose to be around. And bro, look where we at.
And that's what I was gonna say.
10 years later,
Still here to this day.
My nigga,
And
fuck with you, hard body.
Same, bro. And it's like it makes a world of difference when you're going through life and you have people that you can count on. And that's just one out of maybe too many experiences. But college for me was a transitional period of understanding who I wanted to become and who are going to be the people around me.
Around you.
And it was like, you know, taking college as serious as I did in the sense of I want to make sure when I leave, I had a reason to be there.
Wow.
So all the internships I did, the jobs I did, the friends I made, they all just became one amalgamation of success, and that you can't pay for.
You can't.
I paid for the educational part, but I truly paid with my time and my energy to meet the kind of people that are still going to be in my life now. So that's what college was for me, and like I think about it often because you always wonder when you peak in life, and some people's high school, some people's middle school, some people's college.
I peaked at high school.
I love that.
So you notice a lot of people never.
Wait, hold on. That's a good question. Where'd you peak?
I peaked in college. Shout out Mooresville State College. Ask about the book, yo. That's all I gotta say. I ain't gonna leave it right there.
Oh my God! That's real.
Where'd you peak at, Triz? Where'd you peak at?
I think I peaked in college.
What about you, like?
College, I peaked.
Yo,
It's the freedom.
I might sound like an asshole. I don't know if I peaked yet, bro.
You're not an asshole because
I don't know, bro. Like,
real shit. You know, it's like, bro, your peak is when you feel like you were your optimum version of yourself, and it's like a lot of people don't want to admit when they peaked because they feel like, damn,
They
like
fell off.
I can't get back.
But life is full of mountains and valleys, though.
yeah, life is. I don't know if I peaked yet.
Now, life is mountains and valleys,
Shit,
bro.
you slapped me in the face like, oh shit, true one, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot. I
There's
did that,
multiple
and it broke me
peaks.
here.
But you went past them. You went past all of it.
Hell yeah.
That's one
You
peak.
peaked already.
That's peaks, bro.
One peak.
When you overcome, like to me, a peak is reaching the level of success that you set and overcoming at the same time. Because you gonna peak. You gonna peak.
Mad time.
Hold on, wait.
I said like think about it. When we was like, remember when you was young, you was like, damn, I wish I had $1,000. I never had $1,000 before.
And so
that day you felt a big, you was like,
oh
shit, I need 10.
Oh my
God.
God.
Like, if you small goals of, I need 100 followers. Like the BarsTalk,
Yes.
follow us.
Yeah,
You know, like,
follow us.
like we went 100 followers and then we got 85 in 3 days. You know
Real
what I'm
shit.
saying?
All
like,
authentic.
We reaching peaks that we
Word.
want to hit.
He's no
I think
Bobs.
y'all niggas is wildin' though. I jumped up the porch in high school. Y'all was wildin'. I was in Brentwood. I was running shit.
See, but that's
You can say
I mean,
Brentwood?
it's different though.
Shit.
I was a different breed.
Listen, I be outside, so I know where it's at. I know where it's
outside
at.
with
Word, I know where it's at.
Yeah, well, I went through a lot
That,
early.
that came with what you
Yeah.
had to go through, like losing mom and stuff like that. I mean, at an early time, that motivated you to just be who you are now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And I had, like you, like I had Triz, I had Cry, I had, you know, I had all these
Shout out
guys.
Cry.
Yeah, shout out Cry.
Yeah,
shout out
I had all of these people around me to just you know, just hold me down, like show me some sort of love in those times. When I seen you at the bars and you freestyle for 2 minutes after I smoked everyone, we gonna talk about that later.
Yeah.
This nigga Adrenaline got up there, said like he had to say like 4 bars of whatever verse he had,
And just went on.
and went. Or
that
like
opener.
if
You
you
need
look
that
at
opener.
if you look at any footage from that night and he's rapping, I'm on the side like, how is he still going?
Bro, you know what it was?
Cause you know it's to music, so the nigga just rapping like, but he's landing. It's a difference
That
when
be
you
it.
rap, when you freestyle and niggas like, oh that's cute, but
when
the
you
nigga
land
was
it,
landing, like
Yeah.
crazy.
Throw punches, nigga.
Yeah, you can literally.
If you land, nigga,
You feel a different kind of energy.
That nigga, yo, I'm telling you, Adrenaline landed every, like the room was, cause there was a lot of niggas in that cypher.
Yo, and like in my head, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. I gotta get this shit right.
It was pressure at that cypher.
There was a lot of
It was
pressure.
pressure.
And you know what's so funny, man? I purposely did not want to just walk away when I forgot my verse because I'm like, I need to get better with this. Like, once again, I'm a songwriter. Like, I can, give me a pen, I'll write you anything. But it's like, yo, your mind gotta be just as sharp. And at that time, I was challenging myself.
Yes.
One thing I can say about myself in my life.
Talk your shit, nigga. Talk all that shit about yourself.
It's like one thing I talk about myself in my lifetime is that I like challenging myself.
Yes.
Like I push myself too far sometimes. But if I'm still breathing, I'm like, all right, I got this shit.
Yeah,
And it was like, and it was like that night I knew something was gonna break in me if I
Boy,
didn't
you
step
snapped,
up.
bro. I was confused.
I
bro.
snapped, but
I
I
was
didn't break.
confused.
And I was scared that I was gonna break. And like I told you before we started, like fear will catapult you to places that you didn't even know you can go. And it's like I'm always scared.
Yeah.
You wake up, you're happy, whatever, but I'm always scared that this can be the end.
Yeah, what's gonna
Like
happen next?
I went through so many phases in my life where I felt like, damn, this is definitely
This is
the
it,
end.
yeah, for a fact.
Especially when it's at your own hands, you now realize what power you have and how gentle this life is. And if my life is in front of people, I have to make sure that I give them exactly what I feel they need for me to be here tomorrow. So it's like I have Cortez, Misfit, you, all these bar for bar rappers. I'm like, I deserve to be here.
Time out. I'm true on him. Thank you for coming on the BarsTalk. Thank you for drinking these awesome beverages. Go to your neighborhood liquor store and request Vodka, or if you're upset about the world for enslaving us for 400 years, you can ask for the first 100 back with 100 reserved, man. We at Breezeways Lounge. This is BarsTalk.